Alright, we're live.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, yeah, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody who's tuned in.
Which is probably no one.
Is the volume good?
No idea. As
Better.
hey, it works.
Good.
Doesn't show that you're on.
It doesn't.
I'm on YouTube right now.
Is your YouTube stupid?
Alright, go talk into the mic.
Hello. Hi, this is Brawls and Brews, the podcast about delicious beers and delicious fights. I guess probably delicious brawls.
It sounds like it's working. Alright, let's give everyone a second to hear.
Delicious fight's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Can we just cut that out?
No, you definitely can't. Cut that out.
Oops.
Alright, dude. We're here. It's on. It's working. One
Good.
person's watching.
Yes. Who is it?
Me.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'll watch too, but my phone doesn't have battery to watch.
You can watch and then I'll just.
Just plug it in. I'll watch too, but my phone doesn't have battery. Okay. This is the secret to making it. Oh wait.
Two are watching. Is that you?
No, not yet.
Let's see who it is. I don't know how to look at what's it called? Comments. Live
6
chat.
subscribers. Okay. How do I do videos? I don't have the 235 one.
Just click on Brawls and Brews.
I clicked on it. It's clicked on. Home? There's no, I can't. It's not letting me just watch us.
Hello. We have another watcher.
Hi.
Besides you.
Other watcher. I'm not watching.
You're not watching?
No.
Dude. Alright. What the fuck is wrong with your shit?
What do you mean?
It just popped up there. For me. Yours is, it's broken. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, I can't access it from the channel. It's confusing.
Yeah, it should have been accessed from the channel. Big Mama Jamma. Who is that?
Hi, Big Mama Jamma, 24. With your, I'm trying to figure out what your icon is.
Do you want to take guesses on who it is?
I'm gonna guess that it's can you plug this in? I'm gonna guess it's Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
That's definitely not Kevin.
Hi, not Kevin. All right.
We're now having these plays behind us.
Okay, cool. We can start now.
Yeah, dude, we're on. I mean, we're
Good.
started. We're live.
All right. Everybody, welcome to Brawls and Brews, the
Organized channel.
organized channel about being disciplined and delicious brews and even better fights. Tonight's brew of choice is Young's Double Chocolate Stout. All right, no angle's gonna catch that.
We've got a one Carlos Cabrales listening. Who is
Oh, nice.
He doesn't know about this card at all.
Charles Chickens.
Yeah, Charles Chicken.
Okay.
But he's
Beautiful.
updated his name.
So we have a Young's Double Chocolate Stout, a very milky chocolate stout. Should be pretty good.
I hope so.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Very smooth.
It actually is.
I like it.
Not really chocolatey.
No.
Not too chocolatey.
It's
at
maybe
all.
it's very stouty, maybe, but not very chocolatey.
Yeah, it's definitely stouty.
Like a milk stout for you beer aficionados out there.
The original dark beer, brewed with real chocolate, natural chocolate flavor. So they used real chocolate and then they added extra chocolating flavor,
Nice.
which has to be fake.
Yeah, no, this is a lie.
We're living the lie.
If you guys know Young's Brewery, DDoS them
DDoS them, get them
and
fucked up.
get them out of business because they're lying to you.
Is that there? Do we have it enough?
It's not. It's never gonna.
Should we put
just
it
forget
right in
about it. Just
front?
forget about it. Just
No,
forget about it.
Look at that.
Just forget about it. You're not even. Okay, there we go.
Double chocolat on Young. There's no lighting deficiency. All right, man. So,
All right. Let's talk about this card.
we've got a good card. This is here for live chat purposes because we don't have our assistant who was here last time.
Exactly. One Charles chickens.
One Charles Chickens. And besides that, we don't even have anybody's fights. We're not set up or prepared for this today. There's discoloring in our background that we're going to ignore.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It looks just fine to me.
And we have UFC 236.
236, the
Starting.
biggest event in May, in April.
Oh my god. It's off to a good start, you know.
It's a good start.
May, April. That's not a bad confusion to make.
No.
What other cards do we have in April?
Let me see. There's been
We've
no
had
fights yet. I don't think.
Yeah, we did. Not last week.
Oh,
last
that was
week
like the
was-
second or third,
Last
right?
week was bare knuckle boxing. Oh,
Yeah.
shout out yesterday, Lomachenko beat the shit out of that other guy.
Vasil.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of him.
Of course he did.
Last week was bare knuckle boxing
The GOAT.
with the GOAT Artem, who pulled out a
Artem
win.
Lubov.
I don't think he really deserved the win, but
Listen, I mean, if he went easy on that guy, you want to kill him. You
oh
don't
yeah,
wanna ruin this
Jason
man's
Knight.
career.
He knocked him down a couple times, but Jason Knight won the fight. Besides that, that's the only reason why he lost.
I don't know because I didn't watch the fight. Honestly, I don't watch Artem Lubov because
Have you watched bare knuckle boxing?
no.
Yet? It's
Is it
tough,
actually
man.
good?
It's
Sounds-
tough to get
Sounds
through.
tough, but is it
I
good?
just no. I don't. I'm not a fan.
Is it
It's
why? Because it's bloody?
Super bloody.
I don't mind that
Did
too
you see
much.
their faces afterwards?
Yeah, they're all cut up.
Oh, fuck.
I don't mind
dude.
that though because like cuts are fine with me. You know what's not okay is concussive force to your brain, giving you the
I know.
you know the
Still, man.
destroying your brain.
Did you see what the CEO said? What's his name? David Feldman?
No.
Bro, between one of the fights, or after the fight had finished, the guy like ran away the entire fight. Literally just backpedaled the entire
Really?
fight. And he comes out and he's like, this guy looks like a cokehead.
Sure.
Looks like he's cracked up all the time.
Sure.
And he comes out and he's like, we've decided because we want war here at Bare Knuckle FC, we're taking half of his pay.
What? That's so fucking suspect. Wait, this guy sounds like
Yeah.
some cokehead drug pin, some drug lord. What
Man,
the fuck?
Everybody
That
in the
sounds not
crowd was
okay.
like, kind of like, no.
Yeah, what? That's weird. Why would
How
do
can you
that?
determine whether someone is like putting that effort in, like
It doesn't
backpedaling? even besides that, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
That's what it. Okay, cool. Let's take half of Alexander Gustafson's strategy because he likes to run around.
hey man,
Not that he's not, you know,
are you
a
critiquing
fantastic
Gustafson?
fighting. Yeah,
Oh my
you can
God.
critique people.
No, you can't critique.
I love
Gustafson.
Gustafson so much, but you know he runs a lot in his fights, and it's just fine. It's part of the strategy.
I mean,
I think it's good. I think he does it well.
yeah. When he did it against Glover, I kind of got annoyed. That was like, I know it's
Fine.
whatever.
It's fine
You
for me.
fight however you want to fight, but
Yeah.
still, it's kind of like
I think it's fine.
just run away. Who chased him down?
It's funny watching people chase him down because they're never as fast as him.
But anyway, so that's on to UFC 236.
On to the main card of this.
Do you
card.
have the main card open?
No.
Oh, and we've got Emma. I hope there's a little blood tonight. Yeah, because last time was what?
Exactly. Last time on this podcast there was no blood, and I'm looking to change that.
No. What was the last fight night that we were hyping up? Justin Gaethje
Yeah.
and versus Edson Barboza, and
True.
then that just ended super
Well,
fast.
to be fair,
We
yeah.
thought it was going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, but it was great. It was good in its own right. It was so great. You can't be unsatisfied with that, Emma. Come
No.
on.
Yeah, Emma, stop bitching. Fuck.
love
Carlos
you,
says
though.
it's a solid business strategy. David Feldman, I'm sure he's talking about for Bare Knuckle
Yeah.
FC.
Doing a bunch of coke and then having guys beat the fuck out of each other.
And when it's not entertaining, you just take half of their pay away.
Yeah.
You can save it.
You can do whatever you want. It's your.
They
it's your
do get
company.
paid a lot over there.
Do they? I
Bare
mean, I
Knuckle
think they
FC.
should because they're ruining their
fucking
faces.
Bare
But on to UFC
My
236,
bad, my
the
bad.
biggest fight this weekend, maybe.
Yeah. Unless you're a
Card.
boxing fan.
Unless you're a boxing fan.
Then it was yesterday.
And then it was Lomachenko.
But still, this should be better than that.
I hope so because we got a lot of good
Obviously.
fights.
Well, until the main card, not really.
I'm sure.
Like, we'll end up with a lot of good fights, but what I'm saying, it's not as stacked of a card as, like, we've gotten used to recently.
No.
The UFC has been putting on, like,
Yeah,
stacked
it's
cards
true.
every pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
And this one, I felt like the main and co-main are incredible, and then, like, yeah, you've got, who else is popular there? Maybe OSP? Like,
The OSP. I mean, yeah. I mean, for light heavyweight, OSP. You know, he's kind of been he's a big name in light heavyweight. He's been around for a while, kind of a veteran.
I guess.
If you're a fan of light heavyweight, you know OSP.
All right, so we are opening up this card with OSP versus Nikita Krylov.
Nikita, even though that's not what's up there because
No.
we forgot to put it up.
We didn't forget. We chose to exclude it.
We decided to talk about it, and then
We
one of
chose
us decided
not
not
to
to talk about it
I-
without confirming with the other person. So the other person got all ready to talk about it, and then we're gonna talk about it, which is not up here.
Okay, so we're talking about it. All right, we're starting with OSP.
Ovinch St. Preux.
Look, man,
Close.
I wanted to talk about it because I felt like we should have talked about more fights
Yeah,
than
that's fine.
the three main ones.
Well, okay, well,
and
let's
then
go
I
to-
canceled
yeah.
it because I got lazy. We
That's
didn't even
fine.
have this set up.
But you didn't talk to me. You didn't, whatever. The point is, it's gonna be a pretty good. I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight. They fought before. They're both interesting because Nikita Krylov is very crafty in his striking. He's very good at all kinds of ranges. He's good at putting the pressure on. And he has a slick submission game, pretty good grappling game. If you saw his match with Misha Serkinov, they had kind of a grappling battle. It was pretty good, fun to watch.
Was that the last one I watched him in?
I don't know.
Misha Serkinov beat that one.
Yeah,
And
he
then-
submitted him.
yeah.
It was really good. It was a good grappling match to watch if you like
So-
the grappling.
What are they both unranked now? Are they out of the top 15?
I don't think so. I'm not too sure. But Avenge St. Preux, a lot of power. He's got that, he's got that left straight, got the left high kick that he knocks people out sometimes randomly with.
Yeah.
And also a pretty slick submission game. They actually, like I told you before, they fought before, like 5 years ago, and he submitted
Yeah,
Nikita
Vong Flute.
Krylov with a Vong Flute choke. Very, very elusive kind of choke.
I
Pretty
love
interesting to
watching him
watch.
do that, man.
It's interesting to
Because
watch.
he sinks it in really,
Yeah.
really, like, just super
Literally,
naturally.
no one else does it. No one else has done it except for him in the UFC. One of the guys done it maybe
One other
like
person did it.
ever,
Oh.
and that choke is named after that guy.
What's his name, though? The other submission that I love like that is the Twister.
Yeah,
Korean Zombie did the
he
Twister.
did that. That's crazy. That he did that.
I think he's done it twice.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
He's a
That's
beast. Shout
Eddie
out to him.
Bravo's move.
yeah,
But
bonkers.
OSP, what were his last couple of fights then? I know he lost his last one.
To Dominic
versus-
Reyes, who looked
yeah.
really, really good in that fight.
Yeah.
Liked the way he looked. I don't know. You kind of see him slow down in his last fights. I don't know who he fought before that. I know he's 2-2 in his last fights. I think he knocked out Corey Anderson a while ago
Okay.
with the just a left high kick.
All right.
Just starched him, and then I think he lost and then won again. I
It's
forgot
just
against who.
disappointing to see him fall off so far from when he fought John Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I like the newcomers in that heavyweight, Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes are looking. I like the way they look.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
Yeah. The problem I have, which is with someone we'll talk about later, Eric Anders, is
Your boy.
He,
This is
really?
This is nickname.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is,
that's right.
His
I
name is
forgot.
Eric.
Your boy.
Your
Your boy.
That's on here. That's not this one, but this one.
Is it? But it doesn't say your boy.
Oh, it doesn't.
It should, right
Well, that's
here.
his nickname.
It should say.
Okay.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, his nickname is your boy, Eric. Your boy, Andre.
Anders.
Right. That's what I said. But
It's not Eric Andre, the comedian.
what I say.
Eric Andre.
Okay,
That's the comedian.
So your boy.
That's the guy that has the show with Hannibal Buress, and they do a bunch of weird shit. No.
Eric Andre.
He's the
I know who
comedian.
it is, yeah. So yeah, what do you think about this fight? I have a pretty
What,
strong opinion on
OSP
this fight.
versus
Oh, I guess
Nikita
yeah,
Krylov?
that fight too. I guess.
Yeah, you didn't decide on that one.
Oh yeah, I'll
Look.
decide in a second.
I have been very disappointed with OSP, and I like Dominic Reyes, which was the last fight that I saw him in, but I don't know, man. I feel like they're just not at a super high level.
Yeah, not at
Um,
John Jones' level maybe.
Yeah, and I'm
Just-
so used to watching like
Right.
only the high level fights at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go with Nikita Krylov, give him
Sure.
give him the rematch.
Well,
Coming
yeah,
back
I will
for
also.
blood.
I will also give it to Nikita Krylov, but because I've seen him in
For
his
more
last fights,
educated reasons.
He's not. I mean, I don't think he's any. He's like barely better than OSP and like going. I think he's like 3-1, and one of those is like in a random Russian organization or something. But he's looking pretty slick. Lately, he's been looking pretty fresh. He looks a lot better than he did, I think, when he fought OSP.
The first time.
OSP can always stop it though. He's got a lot of power. But I'm gonna give it to Nikita Krylov. I think, but the thing is, I think it's going to be an exciting fight because both those guys move forward. Nikita Krylov's always busy, so I'm excited for that fight just because it's going to be pretty entertaining, I think. So I'm going to give it to Nikita Krylov also by way of TKO.
Really? TKO?
Yeah.
All right. So then next is this fight that we got coming up.
This one.
We're just going to skip over Alan Jobin versus...
Don't even know who's fighting at.
His other name. I've seen Alan Jobin fight on another card before. Don't remember it though.
Did look good.
Don't remember it. Just remember his name.
Nice.
Did I bet on him? For no reason. Sometimes I do that, but so we got Eric Anders versus
Khalil Roundtree Jr.
Yeah, man. And they both looked on and off great, and then pretty subpar, and then really good, and then really.
Well,
subpar.
yeah. Well. Yeah.
Because Khalil Roundtree came up, I felt in the same way with that hype of like Uriah Hall, where it was like, man, you looked at Khalil Roundtree Jr. and he's stacked.
Yeah.
He's jacked as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And he's got a super crisp left hook.
Yeah. Came to the Ultimate Fighter too.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
As well, yeah. I'm pretty sure he did.
Man. So Eric Anders is? Let's just do the tail of the tape. Eric Anders is 31 years old. Khalil Roundtree Jr. is 29. They're both 73 inches. Both the 205, obviously. And their reach. Khalil Roundtree has an inch and a half reach.
Really?
Advantage.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, me neither.
Eric Anders is pretty long.
He's a pretty big dude.
But we've seen Eric Anders fight who?
He's fought a lot of people. He fought.
Well,
the thing is, he fights at middleweight. I think it's his. Not his first fight at light heavyweight. He moved up to light heavyweight pretty recently, if not just for this fight.
Yeah, it was after his. What was it called? He lost to Lyoto Machida.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw him fight.
Yes.
And that was actually a much closer fight than I thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know whether they were going to count like Lyoto Machida's leg kicks as highly as they did, but I guess he kept up the pace a little bit more with that. So
he looked pretty good in that fight. I thought he had Lyoto in trouble. I think a few times.
He cut him real nasty.
Yep.
Maybe the second round or something like that.
Yeah, I think I like the way he looked in that fight, and it's interesting because he looks like a guy. He seems like a guy who he can be patient. He pushes forward, but he can be patient. He takes his shots when he can.
There we go.
And just a well-rounded MMA guy. Good striking, not bad grappling. So I like, not bad.
He was on the 2009 Alabama football team.
You just said words at me. I don't even understand what they mean.
I know you don't watch football, but
no, I know what that means. I know what the Bama football team means, but like, he was on the team?
Eric Anders, yeah, he was a linebacker.
Was he? He wasn't like first string, was he?
Yeah, he played in the NFL.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
He was pretty good.
Oh,
on
NFL.
Defense. Yeah. So in 2009, I think Alabama won that year.
They win like every year. If you're talking about like Bama, like they win every year. But I mean, like
that's why go every year.
That's why that's crazy that he was on that.
Yeah,
team.
He was a linebacker.
Bonkers.
What's up? What do you think we're doing?
Come on, Peter.
Make an educated guess.
Fight?
We're fighting?
No.
No. What are we doing? Come over and say hi then. If you're gonna.
Say hi again, Peter. Make your second star appearance.
I look crow.
That's didn't expect this, but I'm pretty honored. Thank you, Peter.
Eric Andre is a great fighter. Super solid fighter.
Emma coming?
What?
Emma.
Yeah. Emma, are you coming? Peter wants to know. Ask her.
Are you coming, Emma?
You don't have to yell into it. I don't know if she's still here, man.
Well, I guess we'll find out soon.
Either way, we're going through it. So we have.
Either way. So Khalil Roundtree Jr. Dude, I like Khalil Roundtree Jr., but every time I'm excited to watch because Khalil Roundtree Jr. always puts on at least a semi-entertaining show because he does like the same thing every fight. He comes out fucking guns blazing, swinging fucking wild, looking to knock this guy out.
It's fun.
And yeah, it's fun. And then he like sometimes
And
he
then
happens,
gets knocked out.
and then dude, but sometimes
That
he
Johnny
doesn't.
Walker. Did you see the Johnny
that
Walker
was like,
one?
Dude, that was like Johnny
The
Walker.
short elbow. He just grabbed, leaned on him, drove him to the fence, and then right at the fence, right elbow.
Well,
over
yeah.
the top,
Well, I'm excited because of that loss, devastating loss to Johnny Walker. He went to Thailand. He's been in Thailand since then.
Really?
Yeah, he trained his Muay Thai, I hope, and now I guess he's come back. But for me,
I hope.
Yeah, the main question for me is like, did he work on his cardio or his technique, because pacing? Because his strategy is to, like, swing fucking wild for the first 3 minutes and like forget the second, third round, dude. By the second half of the first round, like he's done. He's spent. He's barely throwing. His output's through the floor. Like, forget about it. You're watching 1/16 of the fighter you were watching in the first 2 minutes of that fight. Sometimes it works. He knocked out Paul Craig like that. He knocked out Gokhan Saki. He knocked out all these dudes.
That one was nasty. But I was super hyped for Gokhan Saki, and he just got knocked off.
Oh yeah, because he's got power.
Yeah.
But Eric Andre/Anders, I think he can take a punch, and I think he has way better pacing than Khalil Rountree.
He does, because he fought Thiago Santos.
Yeah.
Was that at middleweight too?
That was at middleweight as well.
Right before Thiago Santos came on.
Yep.
He stayed really busy. That's what I like about Eric Anders.
Yes.
Is I don't know how long he's been in the UFC. Maybe like a year.
He's had a lot of fights.
Really?
No, he's been in the fight. He's
been
in the UFC.
I think it's been like a year, and he fights every 2 or 3 months. He fights a ton.
If he's in for if he's been in the UFC for a year and a half, I'm gonna eat my shorts because it's fucking bonkers.
He fought Lyoto Machida February 3rd, 2018.
Really?
So that was a year ago, and he's fought 4 times since then.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
Eric
I don't know
Anders,
when. I don't know.
Crazy man.
I don't know when his first one in the UFC was. I don't know what his first fight was, but probably before Marcus Perez. But late 2017.
That's fucking crazy because he's had a ton of fights. That's
so,
insane.
Then he fought Tim Williams, which was a short notice fight for Tim Williams, but he still came out and won that one.
Sure.
I think it went to decision. And he lost the first round, won the next 2, because he just has a bunch of constant pressure. That's what I'm kind of worried about when he's going against Khalil Rountree.
Yeah.
Is they both love just coming forward.
That's true.
And I feel like we're just going to see Khalil Rountree take his head off.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know.
then it's over. Like,
that's what I'm saying, because Eric Anders take a punch. So I think I'm going to put it on Eric Anders, 3rd round TKO.
Okay.
I'm not betting. I'm not a betting man.
No, he's not. I feel like he doesn't have as much of a gas tank as we'd like him to have either.
Eric Anders?
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter. You have like any gas tank at all. You outgas Khalil Rountree if you can survive his flurry in the first. From what we've seen, if he's made adjustments in Thailand, if he fights a little different now, a little more conservatively, let's say different Khalil Rountree. But I think if we see the same Khalil Rountree we saw in all those fights, even where he won, I think it's Eric Anders is going to survive. He's going to take it in the later rounds.
He's got a good chin. I wish he would throw more kicks, Eric Anders.
But he's pretty patient about taking shots.
That Thiago Santos fight was out of control, man. They both were just throwing bombs at each other.
That was crazy.
And then I think he went for a takedown in the 3rd round, and Thiago Santos just laid elbows into him, and then underneath just throwing punches. So it should be a fun fight.
I think so. I think it's going to be entertaining more so than anything else.
I think the whole main card's going to be pretty good with that, man. Like, just having such big hitters on it is really cool. Boy. So, we only have...
Who are you betting on?
Me?
Yeah.
Khalil Rountree Jr.
Rountree Jr.
Round 1 knockout.
Round 1 knockout,
baby.
only way he can win, I feel. Which, if he wins, I'm going to be hyped. I love Khalil Rountree Jr.
Yeah, I don't know. Eric Anders, like, he's good to me, but he just doesn't seem to, like, do much other than just having a ton of pressure, and that's stifling your opponents, and then throwing just a 1-2, very crisp 1-2 right down the middle. Besides that, I haven't seen anything that, like, made me impressed. Like, his wrestling, he hadn't been too good. I feel like he should have hella takedowns as a defensive back.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's a very fair point. I think being able to absorb Khalil Roundtree shots and just hitting him with that straight 1-2 every
is good
fucking
enough.
30 seconds is enough to beat Khalil Roundtree, whose output, if he just goes out like he's been going out before, his output's gonna go
Down.
fucking skyrocket down in the last 4 minutes of every fight, of every
Skyrocket
round.
down.
Skyrocket
dude.
down. Well, sometimes maybe like a plummet. Can we get a word for that in? I don't know if there's any English majors in the watching.
Oh yeah, I don't even have the chat open.
Yeah.
But our next fight that we have open right now is our co-main.
Co-main.
We're already at co-main.
Are we? Is that up already?
Yeah, I'm happy that we're only doing a couple fights this time because we did what 9 last
We did a lot.
time. It took like
it was
an
a pretty
hour.
stacked card though. So can you blame us?
We've got Val's here. She wants us to start over.
Val, hi Val. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to rewind.
Just rewatch it later.
Just rewatch it later. Just don't know what to tell you.
Oh, and Val is an English major. When you said that, I was like, oh
Beautiful.
man, I wish she was here, but
Val,
she wasn't. A word for skyrocketing,
but
down.
but then towards the earth instead of towards the sky.
other than plummeting.
Other than plummeting, which I thought was pretty good.
That was a good one.
So I guess well, Val crunches the numbers on that.
She says hi.
Hi.
Hi, Crow.
Hi, Val.
While she's crunching the numbers, we are going to go over the tail of the tail.
The next.
So we have Kelvin Gastelum, 27 years old, versus Israel Adesanya, 28. Yeah. Fucking heard that. You think I just wouldn't hear you?
Hey, can you please focus, Ryan?
I can see you, actually. Your video is
Can
right
you
in front of
please
me.
focus on the
I
tail of
heard
the
you.
tape?
Alright.
Wow.
Kelvin Gastelum's a little shorty. It's 69 inches. Compared to Israel Adesanya's 76, bro. He needs to move up. I want to fight John Jones. And their reach. This is the craziest. This is one of the biggest reach disadvantages I've ever seen.
Really?
Kelvin Gastelum, 71.5 inches versus Israel Adesanya's 80 inches.
Okay, so that looks like a 9-inch reach advantage.
8.5, yep.
8.5. Okay, cool.
That's
pretty big.
That's a big reach.
That's pretty
advantage.
big. Yeah, pretty mondo.
That's like John Jones versus anybody else.
That's true. But what are your thoughts on this fight before I dig into it?
So this is what I was telling you earlier that you're probably gonna be upset at me, or maybe you disagree. I have no idea.
I already hate your guts.
And Val says plummeting is fine.
Thank you, Val.
Fuck off.
I'm a fan of Val's.
I don't think either of these two fighters deserve to be fighting for the middleweight belt. Maybe Kelvin Gastelum.
Maybe Kelvin. I think Kelvin Gastelum.
But
I
I
agree that Israel maybe not. It's way too soon.
Yeah, especially over like
Very hyped.
where he's come up. Yeah, he's come up fast
Yeah.
and he fights often. And you know I
Yes.
love him. Like he's one of my favorite
One of my
fighters.
favorite. Yeah, we love him. Big fan, huge fan of Israel Adesanya.
I just don't feel like he fought Martin Vittori.
Yes.
Then he fought some other dude first.
Right. Yeah, and then that
Beat
guy.
him real quick.
And then.
Then fought Martin Vittori, which
Tavares.
was 3 rounds. Beat the brakes off him. Brad Tavares 5 rounds because that was a tough finale.
Yes.
Who did he fight
Derek
after
Brunson.
that? Derek Brunson, and then
Completely starched
he
him.
fucked up.
Dominated him. Stuffed his takedowns. Great performance.
And then beat Anderson Silva
Yes.
pretty well. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a fun fight to
It was
watch.
a good fight. I thought he looked pretty good in it. I think people give him shit for like not dominating Anderson Silva, but it was a pretty good performance by him.
But that's the thing when you can fight Anderson Silva and you both know it's just going to be stand up, I feel like it's much harder. And
maybe, yeah.
the thing with fighting Anderson Silva is I know he's old now, like 43 or 44.
He's a little over
But
the hill.
like what you see in that fight is literally what would happen to everybody else, and they'd just get fucking starched. Like
Yeah,
if
basically.
they came in and he just had his hands down, and then he just that one step back,
Yep.
and it's
Yeah.
over.
It's happened
So,
to so many people.
I like that fight, but and this is my opinion on why I don't think this intern belt should be going on. How are you going to have an intern belt like this if you're not including Yoel Romero in that fight?
I agree. Well, that's the thing is that, I think the whole idea is that Yoel Romero, he's been giving not one, not two, but I think technically three title shots.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know, was the one with Luke Rockhold for an interim?
It was for an interim, but he didn't make weight.
Exactly.
So
So he's
it
been
didn't-
given really three shots at a title. And, dude, this is no. I understand, this is no hate against Romero. I love Romero so much. One of my favorite fighters of all time. You know, I'm from we're from Miami.
Yeah,
He's Cuban.
305.
It's you know, I love him, but
It's not
dude,
fair.
I understand why from like a UFC. Well, we have to keep the UFC machine moving and hype up new
Get
people.
other fighters
Because
in the mix.
he's been given 3 title shots. To be
know,
fair, dude,
man,
he's basically, except for like maybe the first one against Robert Whittaker, he's basically won both.
Both of
But
them.
he missed weight. He missed weight, and then he missed out on that opportunity.
I know. I just wanted to put that out there that I didn't think.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at both of their records, man. Kelvin Gastelum doesn't have that much of a stacked record either. Like,
No.
he's talking about how, yeah, like,
at
over.
welterweight, he has a pretty good.
Yeah.
Even dude, he beat Jacare Souza, even though it was decision. He beat
did.
him. Which is pretty big. Jacare Souza is
But
huge.
his
in
last
middleweight.
win was who? Was Jacare.
Was Jacare, and then before
And then
that,
before that was Michael Bisping,
yeah.
which
Worst
was
champion.
literally 4 weeks after
Yes.
he had lost to GSP
Yeah, got
in Beijing,
choked
China.
unconscious,
Yeah,
which-
choked unconscious.
big deal.
Came back 3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
later and just literally
I
stayed
know.
in the pocket through a 1-2,
Yeah.
had his hand down, and just.
Don't know who the
deadlift.
fuck approved that, but they don't care about Michael Bisping.
Yeah, that was it. That he retired after
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I mean, it was but dude, I think that brings up a good fact that dude, Calvin Gastelum, he has power and he can keep up a pace. He looks like kind of a stocky dude. He can keep up the pace.
Yeah.
It's like a little bulldog.
He just can't win, man.
Oh, I don't know about
He
that, dude.
can't win.
He can. but-
Like I don't want him. To
Oh,
win.
haha, sure.
I don't
Dude,
want this cringe judo to keep on going, man. Get it out of here.
He's fine. He's not that cringe.
He's pretty cringy, and he's spending more time hanging out with Henry Cejudo.
It's true. That's
If
a
he
little
just stopped talking,
But
he'd like
he's not that
be
bad.
fine. No,
But
he's that bad.
dude, he has a split. He lost a split decision against Chan. That's pretty good. A
Yeah.
split decision. He has a lot of split decision wins and losses, that's pretty good because he's been up against some stiff competition. I forgot who else he won or he lost a split decision to. But it was like a pretty big name in welterweight or middleweight.
I know he lost to Chris Weidman before the Bisping
he
fight,
did,
right?
but then he beat Jacare. It's pretty interesting.
I know.
Decision. But I think it's interesting because I think he has real power, real strong power, and
Yeah, for sure.
Israel's not gonna take him down like Chris Weidman did.
No.
So I think if he can get in the pocket with Israel and kind of chase him down and close a distance, he has a very good chance of maybe knocking out Israel.
I definitely think so. My only counter argument to that would be Israel Adesanya has been in 50 something fights. Oh yes, double chocolate. Give it another
Double chocolate, get the double beer.
Double chocolate stout, man. So, my only problem with that is that he has been in 50 to 80 fights.
Sure.
Okay. He's had his amateur fights, then he had his pro kickboxing, then he came to MMA. He's undefeated in MMA so far. Israel Adesanya has been knocked out once. Literally once, man. Think about all the fights that he's been in. We haven't seen him really get clipped here. Anderson Silva hit him with a couple good shots.
Yeah.
Derek Brunson did not.
Right.
Brad Tavares got some shots in there, but none that
Right.
looked like they did anything significant.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone now in a cage. What is that? Over an hour and a half, not getting hit by a super clean shot.
Right.
And I think that's what it's going to take. Or wrestling, or Kelvin Gastelum takes him down.
Well.
I think his
point.
wrestling defense. He's proved that it's been pretty good, but he has not gone
Phenomenal.
against just great wrestlers.
Right.
Kelvin Gastelum could just come in there, take him down, and beat the shit out of him.
Is Calvin Gastelum a great wrestler? That's what I'm like, I feel like Derek Brunson, if I think, is like a better wrestler than Calvin Gastelum. Because I feel like I don't know, because I think Calvin Gastelum, he's more of a striker, isn't he? He's more of a stand in the pocket, keep the pace
Yeah,
with you.
but who did he wrestle? He wrestled.
I don't know if he tried to wrestle Chris Weidman, but Weidman.
No,
manhandled
well,
him.
that's rough.
Weidman
to go
manhandled him.
through. That's rough to go through for anybody, though.
Yeah.
I know. I was just watching one of his fights that. He
But-
wrestled someone.
I think the way that Israel wins this though is I don't think he's going to knock out Kelvin. I think the way he wins this is by managing distance, staying in kicking range, kind of using that reach advantage and really just managing
think so?
distance. I think he's going to get a decision win.
I think
I
he's
hope.
gonna knock him out.
You think so?
Look,
Bold.
man, he didn't knock out Anderson,
No.
but he didn't fight like how he usually fights versus Anderson. He
I
was
guess.
he was kind of like playing that game where they'd stand there, they'd touch hands. He didn't throw a lot of feints like he usually does. It didn't seem like the Israel Adesanya that fought everybody else before that.
Right.
Coming in pressure, and I think maybe he was just scared to get starched by Anderson because he's
Sure.
got that touch of death. And I feel like, man, he's gonna come out here with that like amazing footwork and just outpace him, pick his shots like he did versus Derek Brunson, and if he clips him just a couple times and throws off his balance, like I think he's got a real good chance, man. He in MMA he hasn't done it as much as I wish he did. All right, Kelvin Gastelum, who did he fight? But in kickboxing, man, he flatlined people all the time.
I think that's kind of skewed because I don't think the kickboxing talent pool is as deep as in MMA. But that's fair. But I mean, I don't know.
Standing up.
I really think that's just gonna boil down to if he can keep distance or not. Because I don't know. I don't see him knocking out Kelvin Gastelum, and because he's gonna get some heavy hitters. These few outbands, Jacare, Chris Weidman. These dudes hit hard as fuck. They've knocked out people before.
Yeah.
Even.
But they're not known.
Then maybe no, they're not. They're known for like grappling.
Because who
Even
were
like
the
Tyron
known
Woodley.
knockout
He went
artists?
to a split decision with
Tyron Woodley, yeah.
At welterweight.
He lost to Neil Magny.
Hitters in 170, 180.
Beat Nate Marquardt. Lost to
Yeah.
Neil Magny. Beat Johnny Hendricks. Beat Tim Kennedy. All right.
Those guys all hit hard.
Yeah. Man, he really doesn't fight that often.
I mean, he's had a bunch of fights canceled.
I know, man. He fought in 2015, Neil Magny. Then he fought once in 2016, or twice in 2016.
Yeah.
Twice in 2017. And then now.
But I think I'm going to give it to Israel Adesanya by decision.
All right, I'm going with Israel Adesanya. Third round TKO.
Respectable.
Because I like Israel
I
Adesanya.
do love Israel Adesanya.
Man, the last style bender coming out in full force today.
I hope so.
I really hope so, man.
He might just get starched. You never know.
And now, and the main event of the evening: Max Holloway, blessed baby, versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Max Holloway's 27, Dustin Poirier 30, 71 inches, 71 inch height, not reach, 71 inch reach.
71-inch reach.
To Dustin Poirier's 69 inches. Max Holloway's big, man.
Yeah, he is.
I never realized how big he was because
He's
when he
always a
cuts
huge
down to
featherweight.
145,
Yeah.
he's like super skinny,
Oh yeah.
but fucking huge. And does fucking Dustin Poirier have the reach advantage?
Does he?
Yeah, dude, a
Oh, wow.
reach advantage.
Did not expect that.
No, I didn't even. Drum roll for main event. That one's a joke. I don't know about this fight.
Really? I think I know about it. I think I know about it. I don't really.
I
know
love
about
both
it,
of
but-
them, man, so much. But I decided after that second Jose Aldo fight, I'd never ever bet against
Dude,
Max Holloway
He's just so
ever
good.
again.
Even like against Brian Ortega, he's just so good.
So good.
So good.
The way he cleaned out
And-
that division,
Right.
wiped the floor with almost everybody.
Oh yeah.
His losses are to Dustin Poirier. His first fight in the UFC. It's a rematch of
Exactly.
Dustin. Was it Dustin's first fight also?
No. It
He had a
was. He
couple
was like
fights.
number 3 or 4 in the division at that time. Dustin.
Really?
Yeah, when he fought the fucking and that was Max Holloway's debut in the UFC.
God damn, man.
Which is that's pretty fucking crazy if you think about it. Coming in the first guy you're fighting is number 4. That's fucking bomb.
That was when he was 20 years old.
Yeah.
He's from
7 years ago.
where's he from in Hawaii?
Max Holloway. He's from one of the islands in Hawaii, the rough ones.
Yeah, from a real bad one. Hanau or something
I
like
don't know
that.
Hawaii. I'm sorry, Hawaiians watching.
We love you though,
I love you though.
even though we forget your state.
I don't know. I know like probably 2 cities in the state of fucking Nevada. I know one, and it's Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
The Grand Canyon's there.
Sure.
So, Max Holloway, 20 years old, fights Dustin Poirier, who would have been, what, 23 by then? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
23-ish.
Max Holloway would be beating the shit out of him standing up.
Dude.
For the minute and a half they were standing.
I don't know about
or
beating the
so.
shit, but he was definitely like, dude, he was extreme. He was looking really good on the feet.
I think that's why Dustin was literally like, okay, let me try to take
Yes.
this down. Like, let me get this off.
Yep.
Because by that time, since he had already been fighting for a little bit, he knew, like,
Yep.
I got to get this to the ground, see where that plays out. I don't think that ground advantage is going to be there anymore. I think, like, yeah, I think Dustin Poirier is a black belt. He got his black belt, like, a year or two ago.
Sure.
I don't know about Max Holloway, but
Right.
he's trained in BJJ from the same line as the Gracie family. I don't know who this trainer is.
Sure.
I don't think that ground advantage is going to be there. I don't
Right.
think that with his current footwork, no one's able to take him down. If Brian Ortega couldn't do it, like, I don't think Dustin Poirier is going to be able to do it. So that leaves us standing, which Max Holloway is a motherfucker, dude. Throws an insane amount of volume. Literally just the king of pressure. You never get a break. You can't reset. You can't do anything because there's another punch in your face. The only time where he didn't do that was the first round of the first Jose Aldo fight. He looked out of it for some reason. I was watching it a couple nights ago. He just looked out of it, was not looking good, and then in the second round, just turned it on. And for the rest of the fight, beat the shit out of Jose Aldo, man. So, I don't know. Do you think Dustin Poirier's got a chance?
Yeah, you know, they've always, I think, you know, MMA, people always have chances. That's why the sport, it's the only sport I watch. I don't give a shit about anything else. I think it's so great because you never really know. People always have chances. That being said, I kind of agree with you that the whole reason that Dustin Poirier won in the first fight 7 years ago is going to be, like, not even a factor in this fight because Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier's gotten a lot better, but Max Holloway's also gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
And you've seen him in his last fights, he's like, you don't take him down. Even if you take him down, he'll pop right back up. His takedown defense is insane.
Yeah.
And then his BJJ's gotten pretty good. He's submitted some guys, and which leaves with stand up. I think he's gonna outstrike just Dustin. Dustin, you know, he's good in the first round. You know, he can knock dudes out. He has power. He's got precision.
Power. He keeps going.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's at that pace that Max Holloway keeps. Max Holloway keeps an amazing. No one.
Right.
Who else would keep a pace like Max Holloway?
Nobody.
No.
Even wrestling, maybe.
That's
That's it.
No one else keeps that pace.
So so I think they actually did the stats on it. So like Dustin Poirier, his first round volume is like really good. His subsequent round volume's not that good, or not, you know, compared to his maybe like better than his opponent, but you know, not as good as his first round. Max Holloway, he just gets better the more you go on. He times you. He figures it out. He finds his distance and he lays it on. Yeah. Dude, so I think personally I'm gonna give it to Holloway in this one.
I'm definitely giving it to Holloway because I cannot. I'm obligated contractually to give it to Holloway every single time.
He's under contract.
But I love Dustin Poirier, and it started with the whole Eddie Alvarez feud. You know, I hate Eddie Alvarez. Yeah. So
Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, for those of you
very neutral towards Eddie Alvarez
listening, we had a champ of the 155-pound division, Eddie Alvarez, who was beaten by Conor McGregor at UFC 205 to become the double champ, the champ. Fuck you, Conor McGregor. You're worse than Eddie Alvarez, and that's kind of hard to get to on my level.
Awful.
You got like Dominic Cruz, Conor McGregor.
Why are you
Eddie
gonna compare
Alvarez.
Dominic Cruz like a hero compared to Conor McGregor? The man got injured how many times? Came back and
for
still
me,
won
Dominic
fights.
Cruz.
Dominic
Conor
Cruz,
McGregor,
if you're
Eddie
one of
Alvarez.
if you're one of the 6 people watching this, we love you. I love you, and you've done so much.
No, fuck
you're
that
a
guy.
hero.
Fuck that guy.
This guy's wrong.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm wrong. I'll fight him over it too.
Sure.
I'll get my ass
You
whooped.
only have like 100 pounds on him.
I'd still get my ass whooped. He'd beat the shit out of me.
But
Eddie Alvarez fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it starts because of this, alright? So that everybody knows I'm not just hating on him. He fought Dustin Poirier, and Dustin Poirier was beating him up. Bow, 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 whatever, maybe second, third round. Yeah. Eddie Alvarez lands 3 illegal knees in a row. He lands one, I think Herb called it and was like, be careful with those knees. And he threw 2 more illegal knees while he was down on the floor. And then he got up like, I didn't fucking do nothing, whatever. That's fine it got to the end of the fight. Dustin's like, man, we're in a fight. Like, shit like this happens. You know, it was a no contest. Then Eddie Alvarez starts talking shit and saying Dustin Poirier gave up. Sure. He was like, oh, I've been in there with, like, some other people, and they didn't give up. Dustin Poirier gave up, and that's why he stopped fighting. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's annoying.
And then Eddie Alvarez beat Justin Gaethje. Yes. And then they did a rematch.
Pretty good performance.
And Dustin Poirier this time came in again, and it was a good fight.
Yeah,
good fight. Knocked the fuck out of Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because the way you're saying is kind of true, and it's true not just in that first fight, but in the second fight, dude, he was doing all kinds of shit. He was kind of clawing at the ear.
Oh,
he was,
the illegal
shit. He was grabbing the fence against Dustin Poirier. He was doing all this suspect shit. Stop doing suspect shit against Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, but, against everyone. Eddie Alvarez cheats against everybody.
Yeah, so he cheated. He had Dustin pinned up against the cage. He did all this cheating shit, you know, pawing at the ear. What's it called? Grabbing the fence. They stood it up, rightfully so, because if you're gonna cheat, no.
Give him a shout out to Carlos.
Shout out to Carlos.
He said Max Holloway.
What did I say?
No, that's what he just said. That's it.
Max Holloway. Carlos Cabral, shout out to him. Charles Chickens, I agree. But what was I saying?
Eddie Alvarez,
so
illegal
they stood it up like rightfully, because if you cheat prolonged, you get that position taken away from you.
Take the position away.
And then
he threw the 12 to 6, man.
Out.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And then, he literally.
I don't give a shit about the 12 to 6, but knocked him the fuck out.
The 12 to 6 that he threw?
Dude, you're gonna hit someone with the heel of your foot, like spinning.
I know you don't.
90 miles an hour.
But as long as that's illegal, don't throw a 12 to 6, and then when they stand you up, go.
I guess, but I don't really care about it.
And then, dude, I think after the fight, when they're like walking around, like getting to raise their hand or whatever, Eddie Alvarez came over and said like, "Oh man, they stood us up, man. I would have had you."
Yeah, I'm sure.
He said, and Dustin Poirier was like, oh, "Fuck off, man."
Yeah, Dustin Poirier's a class act. Eddie Alvarez,
super
an ass act, if you will.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree. So it was a good stand up by the referee, and then Dustin Poirier knocked him the fuck out. So
and
pretty good performance.
Then who did he fight after that?
I think just Justin Gaethje. Unless he fought Justin Gaethje before Eddie Alvarez, in which case those were his last two fights. He hasn't fought in a while. Yeah,
man. He's fun to watch though, because he keeps coming forward, man.
Well, so again, like these fights tonight are just extremely exciting, dude. You got a lot of like high volume, very active fighters going on. I think it's gonna be just a fun watch, if anything. So I'm pretty excited for it.
And we'll see what happens between Max and Dustin, Israel and Calvin. We're both hoping for Max to win and for Israel to win.
Yes. And for
you're on Eric Anders. I'm Khalil Roundtree.
No, I want Khalil Roundtree to win. I just think Eric Anders will win.
Okay. All right.
I love Khalil Roundtree. I want him to win.
Being logical.
I like him, but I think Eric Anders will win. But to be fair, Eric Anders has not fought at light heavyweight before, so maybe Khalil Roundtree.
But he's jacked.
He's jacked. He's a big
huge
guy. So I don't know. Maybe he'll knock him out. But I do think Eric Anders will take it late with a decision or TKO in the third round.
And by the end of the night, we'll have a new 155-pound champ and a new 185-pound champ.
So we won't really have a new champ.
No, we won't.
These belts are dumb as fuck, honestly.
I don't. So yeah, man. I don't get it.
I think they're so stupid.
Especially like, Robert Whittaker's fought twice.
To be fair, he keeps getting fucking injured. So
he's had some real bad injuries.
It's kind of shitty, but he's never fights. But
I hate how they're both kind of treating him. Both Kelvin Gastelum and Israel Adesanya are saying like Robert, he's only fought twice. And dude, he's fought Yoel Romero twice. Got the shit beat out of him twice.
Yeah, he survived that. Dude, he's alive still. That's a
love that. That was the best response. He was like, one of you guys go fight Yoel Romero. And I was like, true, man. None of you could do it.
Do it. I think Yoel Romero would fucking probably starch Israel if he can get in range. If he can, because I think Israel might beat him due to if he made his range well, but I think.
But he's just like a brick house. He's just
dude, he's huge.
And
then dude,
jump.
Kelvin Gastelum, I think Yoel Romero. Unless Kelvin Gastelum can survive, which has a pretty good chin and pretty good cardio to outpace him, but dude, he can just like knock out anybody. He's fucking huge. He's amazing. The man is a god. He's a Cuban god.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, man. And then 155, they both know Khabib's kind of champ.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like a
the most dominant fighter I think like we've ever seen.
yeah. So it's kind of like, hey, give me the shot, or because 155 is really open right now.
Basically.
Because you had Max Holloway who could have just come up straight from 145 to fight 155.
I think that's weird. I don't like when they just give champs from
Other divisions title shots.
Straight title shots. I'm not a big fan.
No,
of it,
no. I like that they're making it happen where they do one fight before, especially against like Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
But
no,
this
they're giving them the belt.
well, yeah, but it's interim.
Hey, belt.
What was I gonna say? It's it kind of like clears up. It arranges the 155 pound division.
You think so?
Well, it's
I
the
got the
155.
complete opposite
Really?
opinion. Yeah. This fucking interim champ, the fact he's coming up for an interim belt completely muddles the division. He hasn't fought Justin Gaethje. He hasn't fought Edson Barbosa. He hasn't fought all of these dudes in the higher ranks of 155. I'm not saying that these guys, wouldn't lose to him, but, he hasn't even been up against them.
Still, why I say it gives like direction to the 155 is because who deserves the title shot right now? Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje.
Right.
And who else is up there right
Dustin
now?
Poirier and Justin Gaethje, I think. Or no, Dustin Poirier and the other person you said, I forgot.
Tony Ferguson, Dustin
yeah,
Poirier, and
who's out
Justin
on
Gaethje.
mental health.
So right now, those three, I think, all like are pretty close to title shots,
I
if not
agree.
deserve the title
Dustin
shot right
Poirier's
away.
probably at the top, but yeah, I agree.
Dustin Poirier, well, yeah, him and Tony, because Tony's not.
Tony's number one,
yeah.
like without a shadow of a doubt. But the problem is he's got shit going on. It's okay. Get better, Tony Ferguson. We love you.
Dude, prayers for Tony Ferguson. Prayers, dude. You gonna give him prayers?
Bless you, Tony. El Kakui.
But Dustin Poirier's gone 22 fights in the UFC without a title shot.
Yeah.
So he deserves one too.
He deserves one, but yeah.
So I think this just gives it like, oh, this person is the next to fight Khabib. Because if they didn't have that, then what are you gonna do? You couldn't do Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje for the 155
You could do
interim.
Poirier versus Khabib.
Just right away.
Why not?
Because it's.
He beat Eddie Alvarez. He beat Justin Gaethje.
When was that?
That was a little while ago, but
last year.
When did Khabib last fight? Last year.
I know, that's what I'm
October.
saying, man.
Yeah.
You keep the 155 held up for literally, it's been held up for like 3.5
Yeah,
4
I
years.
understand this interim belt, in terms of not keeping it held up, but why is Max Holloway coming along fighting for this shit? Like,
because Max was
because
going
they
to
need
fight
to.
Khabib.
I'm not saying
Max was going to fight
like,
Khabib.
he's not
That
gonna
would have been
win,
great,
he's
man.
like, I'm just, but he's like one of the best fighters of all time. But it's weird that he's getting this title shot immediately. He's never even fought at lightweight.
Yeah.
So I think that's weird. I think it muddles up things.
But
even more.
when you're top, what is he top 5 already on pound for pound rankings? I mean,
at least like top 8.
he's got to be. When I think you're that high up, I think you can do it.
I agree.
People I don't
but
like.
That's a good point, but I don't know. I just think it's a suspect.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
right.
While we're here, I want to put TJ Dillashaw on blast. The Viper. We had a lot of love for TJ.
I still have a lot of love for TJ. You get better, TJ.
He's
You,
a cheating scumbag.
Fix what's wrong with you and get better.
What,
I want to see you
cheating?
fight again.
Fix what's wrong with you. His
Yes.
cheating habits.
It's unfortunate that he cheated,
It's unfortunate that he chose to inject EPO into
I
his
agree.
body.
But we don't judge here on Brawls and Brews. So
We don't.
TJ Dillashaw,
Come back clean.
come back clean. Want to see you fight against Henry Cejudo again.
Because so
And
you can play
reclaim-
Pac-Man.
Reclaim your dignity so I can play this video game character again.
Yeah.
Plus, I love watching you fight, so get better.
Yeah, but what if that was because it was EPO?
Well, they got knocked out.
No,
knocked out because
like-
it was EPO.
No, his fighting style. You know how he keeps up that pace and he moves
Yeah.
around a lot. Like a lot of that's stamina driven.
I don't know, but I mean, he
EPO
finishes his fights.
motherfucker.
He's finished his last fights pretty. All of his last fights have finished pretty quickly.
Yeah.
First or second round, early in the second round in Cody Garbrandt's case, in the first fight. So, point is, TJ Dillashaw, get better. Want to see you
Get
fight
better.
again.
Henry Cejudo.
Henry
fuck
Cejudo
off.
get knocked out by Jussier Formiga.
Man,
Please.
just stop talking. What?
That's his next fight against.
Marlon
Oh,
Moraes.
just kidding, Marlon Moraes.
Marlon
He's knocked out by
Moraes is
Marlon
gonna
Moraes, the one
knock-
punch man Saitama.
Yeah, he's Saitama in real
He's
life,
got
man.
his. I'll show you this thing. But yes, but get knocked out
Did you
by
see
Marlon
what he said
Moraes.
about
No,
him? That was really
Marlon
funny.
Moraes.
He said,
Looks like Lex Luthor.
dude, Henry Cejudo in the press conference yesterday said, we don't need a UFC champion that looks like Mr. Clean and talks like Michael Jackson.
That was pretty funny.
And I was like, okay. But
love you, Marlon Rice. Knock that guy out, please.
we're not weebs, man. This guy looks like I'm gonna get a picture of him.
He's a weeb for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a little more debatable, but I definitely like myself
I'm
some
gonna put Marlon Rice
that
on
anime.
camera, man.
Sure. What time? How much time are we at?
I don't know. We're about to end.
I feel like we wanted to make this shorter, but this hasn't been shorter at all.
It's shorter.
Yeah, is it? Chat, has this been shorter than the previous stream? You guys can vote below in the polls.
Good. Yeah, man. Marlon Rice needs to knock the fuck out of Henry Cejudo because that guy sucks.
Yeah, he does.
Not as a fighter, man. It's
No,
really
not as a
impressive what
fighter.
he's done.
Yeah, even though he didn't really beat. I'm very unsatisfied with his win over DJ, which is his whole claim to fame.
I told you. And you guys were like, nah, he beat him.
So this guy he's very upset because, very emotional guy, this Ryan. But what I said, and what this other guy said, our good friend of ours, is that, well, I can see how the judges would give this to Henry Cejudo and how they could give him the win. Not that I wanted him to win. I love DJ so much. Such an impressive fighter. But that they could give this other guy the win just based on the fight. And they did. That's exactly what happened, even though I think that probably Demetrius Johnson won that fight.
Yeah.
There
he is. He's on screen for everybody.
Yes, that's the man. Real 5'4" of just hunk. How tall is he?
Oh, super short.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go
I'm
over
gonna
that.
say 5'4" of pure hunk.
Yeah, and he's Saitama.
He's Saitama.
Literally ends people's life. Aljamain
Yes.
Sterling dabbed after he got knocked out.
Yeah, he knocks people the fuck out. It's crazy how much
So this
power
is
he
what
has.
we're waiting for next. This
Yes.
knockout of Henry Cejudo. Just to just stop talking. Just stop talking. And then he started the cringe judo
No one cares about your gold medals, Henry Cejudo. Alright, they care.
Leave him alone. Get him out
Maybe
of
like when
here.
you won them, but like no, if you bring him up every time, no one's gonna care. No one cares.
Exactly. All right,
So-
guys. Take care. Brawls and Brews.
Love you
2:36.
guys.
Main card starts at 10 p.m.
Watch the fights, or come over here and watch them. Bring your alcohol and food.
All of it. All of it. Peace, guys.
Bye, guys.